Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, hi, my name is Bella. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay and Poshmark. I have my weekend what's sold, not as many as last weekend or even last week, earlier in the week, but still some great sales. Most of the items were church sale and bins finds, actually, and then 1 yard sale finds. So very little cost of goods to make a profit this weekend or last weekend. So I'm excited to show you guys everything that sold, bread and butter brands. So I'm going to show you just these typical brands that you can find basically at any mall, and there's a lot of them to go around at thrift stores. So let me show you what is selling for me. Okay, first up, this was awesome. So there's a church sale that I go to in the fall and the spring every year, and they must have someone in the church that just has a ton of Talbots. You guys know I love Talbots. I really scored in the fall at this church sale with Talbots this year. There was a lot of new with tags, blazers. I've been selling it all off. I'm very happy. And as soon as I saw this, I knew that I'd probably be hanging on to it till Christmas time, but I knew it would sell at Christmas time. So this has about a $60 MSRP on it. This is Talbot's cute little snow globe shirt, and yes, new with tags, sign me right up. So everything at this sale was either 50 cents or $1 for like stuff like this, shirts. I'm pretty sure long sleeve shirts were also 50 cents, $1, but the blazers and things at this certain sale were a little more. I think they were around $4. I picked up 3 or 4 of them and they have already sold. So Talbot's blazers, definitely, if you can get them for a good price, look for those because people are looking for those. I always find with the Talbot's blazers, they sell faster for me if they are a bigger size, a unique color pattern. And the ones that I did sell from this most recent sale, they had like a denim look to them, really cute patterns. Just those are the types of ones people are looking for, I found. So, you know, it doesn't sell like the first week I have it up, but Talbot's overall, it is a reputable brand that everybody knows, and they have a really great following. So, and bread and butter is what makes my store keep chugging along. So this long sleeve Christmas top, new with tags, sold on eBay for $22.50. My estimated profit after my fees, cost of goods, $14.54. So that'll be heading out today. The buyer will get that before Christmas and get to wear it, and I hope she loves it and gets a lot of wear out of it before the holidays are up and years to come, obviously. So I'm really glad that sold. I figured it would. I have a couple of other new Christmas tops that I picked up at the church sale in September, but they have not sold yet, and they were new with tags. But I'm hopeful. I'm still hopeful. And that's a reminder too. If you've got stuff, winter stuff, Christmas items, make sure you check out how long they have been listed. I've been going back in and making sure that my Christmas stuff has not been listed over 90 days, and I am relisting that stuff, and it has worked very well for me. So this is just an Under Armour top, mock neck. This was a Poshmark sale, so I have cut back a lot on picking up Under Armour. This I picked up because I know a lot of women that run wear stuff like this in the winter, and it was long sleeve. And right off the bat, I did have a lot of interest in this. I used to pick up Under Armour all the time when I was first starting to sell thrifted goods, and I really scaled back on it. This one just spoke to me. I'm like, I think there's going to be a buyer for this. So I have looked more recently. I've seen other resellers say they've had luck selling Under Armour pants, like actual pants, not just the athletic ones, like cargo ones, khakis, things like that. So those are usually a good pickup if you can find those for a good price. And for the most part at thrift stores, and if you find them at the bins, especially at the bins, because it's not going to be marked up, you can get Under Armour items for a very reasonable price. But not everything, you know, plain tees, I don't pick those up anymore. Stuff like this that, you know, you can wear while you're working out, running, you know, unique stuff that people want and need for the winter season. So, okay, this sold on Poshmark, I believe it's Poshmark for $18. My estimated profit, $13.40. So good pickup there. I had about $1 into it, not bad, and it is off to the buyer today. So, like I said, bread and butter, that's the name of the game. Make sure you guys stick around until the end of the video, because I will tell you the estimated profit on all of these items that are super easy to find. So, okay, this is another bins pickup. I have been heading to the bins pretty much once a week, sometimes every 10 days, for the latter part of all of fall, pretty much since my kids went back to school in September. I have been going to the bins. It has been really great. I've been able to find a lot of brands that I don't find local to me, and it's really helped keep my profits higher and my cost of goods lower, because thrift stores are crazy price-wise now. And even on the half price days now, like, I probably will head to my half price day. I don't believe I'm going to the bins this week. I have no plans to. I say that now, but who knows? It's only Monday, so, but I plan on hitting my local Salvation Army and my local Goodwill, because they do Goodwill does either, it's a 99 cents or 79-cent day on Wednesdays, and Salvation Army also on Wednesdays picks about 4 tickets, their tags, and those are all half off. So I really feel like when after you go to the bins and you're getting those prices and you're finding the good items for and there's so much there, I never struggle with finding things. You know, I definitely have days where I get less stuff. Like last week, I had kind of a lower week in what I got. I only got maybe 22 pounds, but the week before that, I think I walked out with like 40 pounds, and it was just might have been my best bins haul since the starting in the fall. So, okay, Lands' End 100% linen jacket coat. So here, I just relisted this within the last week. I went in, I was seeing what has been around in my store for a long time. This was one of, not really even that long. This was from September, but I believe it had already passed 90 days. And that's typically what I'm looking for when I'm going to relist something or delist and then relist it to get some fresh eyes on it. I'm looking for 90 plus days. Have I gone in and this is the case with Christmas stuff right now, and maybe I listed some things in early October and I've gone back and relisted them. I have done that. But, I try to stick with a theme, like, it's wintertime, so I'm going in and I'm looking for boots and I'm looking for the jackets and things like that. I have about 1,100 items in my store, so I constantly have items that I need to go through and, see what needs to be relisted and get some eyes back on them. And so I recently, within the last month and a half, I upped my store from the basic store to the premium store, which does cost me about $60 a month on eBay versus I was paying about $27 a month. But I have found the sales I have been getting rid of a lot more inventory. And the reason that I went from that, why did I have to do that to switch? Well, you only get 1,000 free, and it's not free because you're paying for it, listings per month when you're on the basic plan with eBay. So I was getting charged by the end of the month 25 cents to relist something, and it was starting to add up. So I, paid attention to that. Towards the end of October, I went in and decided that I was ready to bump it up. And now I have 10,000 free listings per month from eBay, or with my premium store. So that I will never have a 10,000 item store. But that really allows me some wiggle room with relisting items and then also still bringing new items into my store. So if you're running into that problem like I did, highly recommend just, pay attention to what you're paying by the end of the month to relist these items. It's something that you could honestly miss because it just pops up like they were charging me 25 cents to relist something for every single item once I was out of those 1,000 listings. So I hope that makes sense. It's, the way eBay does it, And don't forget now they take fees on every sale. I'm paying them fees for having the store. I'm paying them promoted listing fees. So they get their money and they own the platform. So what are you going to do? And as I've said before, eBay is by far my best platform. But also I do spend a lot more time on eBay listing my items, and not everything makes it over to Poshmark as fast as it does with eBay. I always start on eBay and then cross list my listings to Poshmark, but sometimes not everything gets listed for me from my eBay account to my Poshmark account. I'm trying to be better about that. I've been focusing on that, and it does definitely help my sales on Poshmark to be on there. And all of these platforms, that is what they want to see. They want to see their sellers in there engaging, listing items, selling items, accepting offers. So, and I think that's with any platform, any reselling platform. So, okay, again, this was a bins find. This one was from September. So this sold for $26.25. My estimated profit, $15.94. So that'll be heading off today. And Land's End, one of my bread and butter brands, definitely love to pick up Land's End sweaters, jackets, I have been selling quite a bit of Land's End, and I think that's because I've been finding it more frequently at the bins than even I would find local to me. In my area, we don't have a Land's End, so there's definitely a lot more to choose from at the bins. And I sold a really nice puffer jacket last week that I had just picked up right before Thanksgiving, and it was Land's End. So don't shy away from those brands. It's a good brand for sure. Okay, this is an Athleta dress. I'll show you to start. Grab this over the summer at a yard sale for $2. It is a size large. So I've had this, since the summer, but it is a more winter type dress. And this was a Poshmark sale. So Athleta overall, I grabbed this. It's basically new condition. Athleta, what can I say? I'm hanging on to it way too long. I have quite a bit of Athleta that is not really moving much, but for the right price, and if it's at the bins, for $2 for sure, I grabbed this. So I actually found a few different Athleta items this summer at yard sales that were more winter-based items. So I have a really nice Athleta vest right now listed that I got at a sale that I think cost me like $1. This was only $2. So Athleta is another brand that is not local to me, so I don't find it often, but at the bins and things like that, it's definitely. But when looking for Athleta, when you've come across it, I would definitely say stick to the more expensive, the more stable pieces, the dresses, also jackets, sweaters, things like that, and don't pay up for it, because Athleta's going through a phase, I think, where it's not as popular as it used to be, and it's kind of sitting around. So even though this was from the summer, I mean, it's definitely a winter dress, so I'm not too sad about and not surprised that it took this long. So, all right, So the Athleta dress sold for $29 even. This was also a Poshmark sale, I believe, yes. So my estimated profit, $21.20. Definitely great. And you know, there's a lot, the yard sales, I do try. Most Saturdays in the summer, I am at yard sales because those are where I find, you know, people, especially at yard sales, I find clothes are always typically there. People have tons of clothes they want to get rid of. And basically the next stop, if they're not selling them at a yard sale, is going to be the thrift store. So, you know, there's a lot of deals to be had in the summertime at yard sales for clothing, especially. And clothing is primarily what I sell. Do you guys, what are you selling primarily? Do you have a niche that you sell the most of? Is there something you like to sell more of? For one, I really want to get more into something else, another niche coming into 2026, which might be jewelry, because I like jewelry. I like stainless steel jewelry, or sterling silver, stainless steel. Oh my gosh, sterling silver. So, and that's something that I have been able to find at like church sales and stuff like that, but I don't have a good background on it yet to be picking it up as much. I've also really liked the idea of purses, like higher end purses, that if I can find for great deals local to me or the bins, and getting more into that. But then you're also getting into like, you have to authenticate them. So let me know what else you guys are into. I know that books are also a big thing as well. I don't know much about books either. So for the most part, for the last 5 years, I've really stuck to what I know and just keep moving from there with, you know, what I have learned about clothing and shoes and accessories. So, but there's always room to grow. You know, hard goods are also something that's interesting to me. I do pick up everything when I know something about the item. You know, when I see something and I can Google Lens it. So, okay. These are new without tags, women within size 18W corduroy pants. So earlier in the summertime or early spring, I was picking up quite a bit of woman within, and it was selling pretty well for me. So I just kept picking it up. And sometimes that's what happens is, you know, I'm like, do I get the basic tops? Do I get the more, you know, flower tops, more colorful, vibrant? And so right off the bat, when I was getting this brand more in the spring, it was selling pretty well. It has slowed down for me. I have, you know, I sell it here and there. I'd say like about once a month, something from woman within sells. But these were new with tags. These were also a bins find. Well, new without tags. They have buttons, so that's really, they have an attached button. So that was really how I knew that they were new. And yeah, people are always looking for, I love picking up corduroy in a lot of different brands. I find it a lot in Talbots as well. And J. Crew, American Eagle. I don't know. Corduroy is just a nice look. It's a great look for winter time. So, and these were basically a no-brainer for me being new without tags and a really great size. So, okay. So the woman within pants sold for $15.60. There was a little bit of shipping overage on these. So my estimated profit, $15.09. So a good one to pick up if you can get it at the bins. Not everything, but staple pieces. I have noticed they have some active wears, and I have sold a couple of those items as well. But basically now when I'm picking up this brand, I like to stick to more of, you know, sweaters, patterns, pants if they're, you know, in great condition. So, and people stick to their brands, I find. So, all right. So you want the grand total. You want everything that I sold. So that was 5 items total, I believe. 2 from Poshmark, 3 from eBay. Again, not my best weekend, but you'll have that. We are in Q4, and when you're primarily selling pre-owned clothing, like 90% of my store is pre-owned, I do like to keep a good amount of new with tags items when I can find it. So you're gonna have a lot of people buying gifts this time of year. So this is not always my month to shine, December, because of being a mostly clothing reseller. So I'm happy with whatever I can get. I keep trucking, I keep listing, I keep cross-listing. It's all you can do. So, all right, so what's the grand total? Everything you saw here, after fees, cost of goods, shipping, supplies, all that fun stuff, $80.17 is my estimated profit from this weekend. So thank you everybody for hanging out with me. If you like videos like this, I put about 2 to 5 videos out each week, all about what's selling on eBay and Poshmark, what I'm picking up at the thrift store, at the Goodwill bins, church sales, rummage sales, yard sales, wherever the sales are, I am there. So send this video to a friend, subscribe friends if you are not already subscribed, because thrifting is better with friends, so you should send it to your friend. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great Monday and a great Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever you're checking this video out, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!